Hello y'all, welcome to part 2 of my Big Grass playthrough in the Hearts of Iron 4 mod, the Old World Blues. And in part 1 we met Realcom, the leader of Big Grass, and essentially they are a cyborg with their brain in a glass case while they have a robotic body. And they're a robo-brain essentially, that's what they are. And so the thing about Realcom is that they want to make everyone in the world into robots to help create a socialist utopia. Well, their philosophy of socialism anyway. They want to make everyone into robots and create true harmony among everyone in the world. All of humanity will be united as metal beings. And besides all that stuff, we got a backstory on Realcom and how he got wrecked by an automatron. A Solitron named a Capitalizer, I think. And other than that, we're justifying on the White Court country to our south, and White Court is led by Wilburn Wharton. Yeah, there we go. So let's unpause here. We're doing the focus. Productivity shall return after the break. And there we go. So let's complete that focus. And our war goal with the White Court will be done in 17 December 2275. It is June 2275 at this time. And the Troll Warren beat the Carcass Walkers in a war. Alright then. And how many units does... Okay, we should be able to outnumber the enemy. I think we will anyway. I hope we'll be able to crush them with our robot army. We have just 5 units. 5 already called divisions? I guess they are. The Washington Brotherhood took 4 states from someone. And yeah, we have 5 divisions. They're all robots. And it seems that the White Court has nothing but human infantry, human units. So it's going to be robots versus humans, basically. And they have at minimum 5 divisions I can see on our border with them. So good news is their capital is right across from the border. So it could fall to us pretty fast once we start attacking. And let's get a Chief of the Navy note. Military High Command. Let's get the... What are we going to get? Let's get some V11, who is a Military High Command option for Big Grass. And they will give us plus 10 Army experience gain and minus 10% training time. Speaking of stuff with Army experience, let's exercise our units to get them all up to regular experience level. So they'll be as strong as they can be for when we take on the White Court military. And we'll get some military EXP out of that as well. And productivity shall return after done within... When will it be done? It'll be done in about 20 days, and from this focus we'll get 2 military factories, 2 arms workshops. Those are military factories in Old World Blues, basically. And after this focus, we might do... Let me look here. Look at these focuses. We're going to do... What is this? We're going to do collectivization through metal. We'll do that in the focus tree, and I'll read the description and the effects of that focus in a little bit. We just finished researching organized agriculture. Lannis's cohort declared war on the Archdiocese of Santa Fe. Now let's get... What can we get here in the focus tree? In the research tree. Let's research work assignments, or maybe... Let me see here. No. Well, actually, yes, let's get work assignments done. In the research tree, we have 4 research slots. That's what we started out with. Unpause now. And productivity shall return after the break. It will be done very soon. Less than 10 days at this point. The Chain Choir declared war on the last patrol. Alright, and that's very far away from us. Human targeting firmware is complete. And that is something from our... What is it? Our automated warfare land doctrine. Now let's do the dynamic tactics integration for the land doctrine for automated warfare now. And dynamic tactics integration goes like this. Robots capable of assaulting enemy positions effectively are good, but not good enough. Implementing squad tactics into their movements and making them work in conjunction with other forces is the next step. And that will give our army plus 5% defense and a higher max speed. So we've got to get some more buffs. We're going to get more buffs to our robot units. And productivity shall return after the break. Is about done. Almost there. It's getting there. How are we doing with caps? We are we making any money? I guess we're trying to make money. Let's invest in a small business. We'll lose some caps for that, but it is what it is. I think that would be a good idea. Yeah, we'll get some construction speed from that. And productivity shall return after the break. That is done. We got some more arms workshops now. Let's make at least one. Let's assign 1 military factory arms workshop, military factory / arms workshop, to making basic caravan equipment. And these are essentially the trains and trucks of Old World Blues in terms of the infrastructure system and mechanics there. And let's put another factory on Protectron production. And Protectrons and I think Mr. Gutsy's are the majority of our military. The Rogue Rangers declared war on the Guardians, don't know where that is. But anyway, now in the focus tree, let's complete, what's this about? Complete collectivization through metal. Only a scant few have joined the Union mine. Even still, we may collect what we can, and restore what little has survived, the Capitalizer's wickedness. And the Capitalizer is like Realcom's arch nemesis. You see, Realcom's a communist cyborg, and the Capitalizer is like a capitalist robot or something. But anyway, from this focus, once it's done, in the Grand Prairie, our capital state will get 1 building slot and 1 civilian factory, and add a production of a resource to Grand Prairie. What's that resource called? Let me look here. Go to trade real fast, see what it's named. We'll get some scrap metal. We'll get more scrap metal in our capital area. Unpause now. And what date? Okay, it's July. It's going to be August very soon. August 2275. It is late July. And that's good. We're getting closer to the time it will be for us to declare war on White Court, which they have a pretty big army. They're getting stronger. I have noticed that. We may need militia. Can we get militia at all? We have some manpower. But we don't make guns, so actually never mind. Don't worry about that. And let's complete woodworking. Get that done. And how much does White Court have at this point? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 divisions. We have 5. So that's not exactly ideal. And the Roach Sprawl declared war on the Republic of Three Rivers. And Ruby Valley Refuge got annexed by the 80s. Here is the Roach Sprawl. They're fighting a lot of countries, I think. Yeah, they're really going out. They're taking on everyone in what I think is Montana, as well as parts of Canada. Well, what would be Canada, what was Canada before the bombs fell, the post-apocalypse happened in this Fallout universe of ours. And it is now August, early August. Am I going to regret justifying only White Court country? Perhaps, if I can't get enough. Okay, we need to stop doing exercises. We clearly need more divisions. Just stop for now. And when we reach the point where we're going to actually attack White Court, we need to be sure we want to go through with this and get this justification over with. We could cancel it because honestly, I'm not sure if our army will be able to stand up against White Courts in a battle. At this point, they're expanding their military. Meanwhile, we're still stuck at 5 divisions. We should have a few robots in the field, though, very soon. And that'll be good. We need at least 2 to 3 more divisions of Realcom's dedicated template units. They have a combat width of 12, all that fun stuff, and there's their stats there. But they are just mainly, this template is made up entirely of support robots. And support robots in Old War Blues, I think, are Mr. Gutsy's and stuff like that, as well as Protectrons. And so we'll be fighting probably militia if we do go to war with White Court. And so we're just on the fastest speed possible right now. And I will say this, Big Grass is technically, I guess, what you could call in Fallout a socialist country. I guess they have a hammer and sickle in their flag, but there is also some neighboring countries that seem to share their philosophy. Well, not entirely. They don't want to make the whole world into metal men and metal people in general, but there is some like socialist countries. Here we have the Straff Commune, and they have something going on there with Conrad Shing Thought. And then there is the Vermilion Wainwright. I'm not entirely sure what their deal is, but they do have... Actually, no, they may not be communists. But at the very least, the Straff Commune and Big Grass share some similarities with one another in terms of political ideology. Even though their ruling ideology in Old World Blues does differ. We are led by the ruler ideology. Meanwhile, Straff Commune has the elites in charge of that country. And how is collectivization through metal going? Okay, we have less than 40 days nearly. And once it's done, we're going to do something else. Butcher Pete, request loan. Okay, sure, take a loan. And from this, they'll repay that loan eventually. And I think down in Texas, a war has broken out between the super mutants. Where are they at? There we are. It's the Unity of Austin versus Crusher's army. And Crusher's army is in no faction. However, the Unity of Austin is in the Texan Economic Union, which includes them, the Lone Star Country, and the Texan Brotherhood. So that's what's going on there. Now let's speed back up, and collectivization through metal will be done in about 20 days. And I'm still contemplating that possible conflict with White Court, because we just don't have the units for what we do. I had to cancel this invasion, guys. I had to do that. It's not going to be worth it to get more divisions out. We'll at least get one. So now we have 6 divisions, although they aren't very well supplied, and they got to build up their organization. They'll need more equipment too, so I don't know. I'm still considering my options here. Not going to lie. I'm a little reluctant. And collectivization through metal is complete. And after that, we're going to actually complete, let's do sneaking out of the casket, and I'll read that focus in a little bit, its description there. And can we even, how many units do they have at this point, maybe? They have 3 to 14. Actually, let's just do this. Let's cancel this war justification, even though I would have preferred not to. We clearly probably won't be in a state to really fight them. We'll keep the offensive line drawn, just in case for future attacks, if we go to war with them at all. Collectivization through metal is done. Now let's do sneaking out of the casket. Organizing operations to scour capitalist minds from their feeble bodies will allow our ranks to flourish yet again. Though many of them have ran from the loving familial embrace of communism, it shall become a mission yet again to teach these wayward non-contributors how to work amongst others. And from this focus, we will gain a national spirit called the Red Scare Returns, which grants weekly manpower plus 15, stability minus 10%, and war support plus 5% for 240 days. That's how long that national spirit will last once this focus is done. The Han Warband declared war on the Lone Star. And this is a little random, but in my last video, I said Realcom was almost 200 years old, because they were a Canadian dissident. There are some more declarations there, rot purgers and all that fun stuff. They're fighting someone. I said previously in part 1, we are playing in 2075, and the bombs fell in the 279? Anyway, it's almost 200 years since the apocalypse occurred, but I was saying that Realcom was a Canadian dissident and converted to a robo-brain. I said they were nearly 200 years old, but I didn't factor in the fact that they were a dissident prior to that. So they are over 200 years old for sure. And I don't know the exact date when they were made into a robo-brain. The last patrol beat the Che Inquirer. They took 2 states above Texas, I think. That's in what would be the U.S. state of Oklahoma, maybe? Yeah. Okay, improvised tools is done. Now let's research a new technology. Let's get, what do we have here? We have a lot of industry-related tech in Old World Blues. Let's get resource production researched. We'll do that. And we can modify our officer corps. Let's get another military high command. Let's acquire the services of, assign a military high command. Let's have it be Prime Radiant version 15. And they are a frontline operative. Lannister's cohort declared war on the Summers Federation, I think they were called that. But they're fighting the Legion. Well, Lannister's cohort is fighting someone in a war. But anyway, Prime Radiant V15, version 15, will give us higher division attack and higher division defense. And we need all the attack and defense we can get for our army. And that will help us out there in the event of any wars we may get involved in. Hopefully, we will try to expand into maybe Entrance, White Court, and Strath Commune. We can't really go to the Pass Keepers because if you were able to see that, there's a massive inaccessible area over here to our west called the Western Whiteout, which is like a blizzard area, I reckon. Yeah, I think that's the case. And what's this? Oh, that's a polar bear. Well, that's a bear in general. Just to show you, it's cold up here in Canada, I reckon. Well, to show you, it's just a bear. We have a bear in our territory. Okay, and sneaking out of the casket is going to be done very soon. Well, 20 days. I'm just waiting with anticipation to get this focus done. And once it's complete, we'll start doing clearing the lines. Or maybe no. The ideal workforce would be better because we would get civilian factories out of that. And now we have a save. November 1st, 2275. We are in November now. 2275 as a year is almost over. And it will be in 2276. So, what's all the wars in the world currently? We have a lot of wars actually. And it appears that there's a war in Texas, the Lone Star Civil War. the war and aggression war for this territory here. They're fighting the Rib Breakers, Rot Purgers, aggression. Where are the Rot Purgers even at? They're fighting the old country. I think they're in the Pacific Northwest, possibly. Oh, okay, yeah, there they are. They're in Cloverland. Well, they control part of Cloverland anyway. They are fighting the old country, which I think the Rot Purgers are raiders, possibly, and the old country seems to be a country of ghouls. It seems to be that case anyway. Sneaking out the casket is complete. Now let's start the ideal workforce. The ideal workforce truly is one that cannot fathom working outside of the system, giving their utmost to contribute and acknowledge the greater needs of society over themselves. If they cannot see this way by flesh, then they shall do so with metal, just as I have. And from this focus, once it's done, we'll get 2 civilian workshops. And that's started now. And so we're continuing along with Realcom's mission to make everyone in the world like them in a way, make them the robo-brains, and make them see the pure joy of equality in a socialist utopia. Well, communist utopia, but with metal and stuff like that. We have a research slot available. Let's complete what is it? No, not militia training. Complete, where is it? Air, no, not air. Complete, that's not good either. Let's get maybe C-bot, we'll do that. Research that scrap bot tech, just so we'll have it. And resource production is nearly done as a focus. After that, we'll do maybe, we could do signals, smoke signals, or no? Let's do reference manual to get higher decryption. That will let us see what our neighbors are up to more, hopefully. And the Alamo chapter declared war on the Pursuant Lodge and the New California Republic declared war on the Rapids. And the Rapids are they're to the east of the NCR. Yeah, there they are. There's the Rapids. They're going to get beat up by the NCR probably because one side is the NCR and the other seems to be some raiders or tribe, a post-apocalyptic tribe. And we have a research slot available. Let's look around. Do we have land doctrine that's being done? Go to naval. No, let's just do seed selection for agriculture related stuff. Resource production is done. And let's start researching some engineering stuff. Let's get decryption. Reference manual started. That's going to be done. And how the Rot Purgers doing? I think they did make some gains, I believe. No, they lost some territory. Or, yeah, I don't know. They may win that war. It seems to be evenly matched. And how is the Roach Sprawl doing to the south? Well, to the southwest. I think they died, possibly. Yeah, it looks like they fell apart. The Roach Sprawl, the Rad Roaches, could not defeat that huge host of countries they were fighting against. And besides the Roaches, the Rad Roaches, the Mad Trains are fighting the Snowmads. And the Mad Trains appear to be winning, or they aren't. I think, no, it seems that the Snowmads are winning. And Tucson declared war on Cowboy Country, I think. Yeah, I could say that. I will say that the Snowmads are winning that conflict thus far, since they're making gains in Wymark. Let's go to the south now and see what the Tucson Cowboy Country War is like. And there it is. Also, the Legion is fighting the Baldalio Rangers. Well, Ranchers. Baldalio Ranchers. That's what they're doing. The Legion is trying to... We can modify our officer corps. Let's get a doctrine selected, maybe. And so let's go with robot perks for our doctrine, bits and bolts. And that's going to be done. And, yeah. So we have bits and bolts now. From that, we will have less supply use for our robots. Higher Army experience gain. Combat Robot Designer XP cost, Support Robot Designer XP cost minus 10%, Support Robot Designer XP cost, Security Robot Designer XP cost minus 10%, and Super Heavy Robot Designer XP cost minus 10%. But the big thing out of that, for me personally, is we can use less supplies on our robot units. And now we can also do something with military staff. Let's not do that. Let's complete Wasteland. Well, no, we'll switch our Army training law to Wasteland survival training, and that will give us higher division organization, and that will also make it will now take longer to train our divisions, and it will also take longer to justify war goals, maybe? Or no, it would take not as long to justify them. But, yeah. So that's going to be done. We get some buffs in exchange for unit training time. Let's get smoke signals research now. And dynamic tactics integration is nearly completed. After that, I guess we'll do possibly, can we do quantity? Would that be good? I guess we do quantity. The ideal workforce is complete. Let's do another focus. Let's complete, what do we have here? Let's do iBot, what do you see? With our renewing strength, unleashing what iBots we have left over from our last life will help us secure the region outside of our facility and vanquish any ne'er-do-wells who wish to get in our way. And from this focus, once it is done, we will have the effects of production of 5 energy, I think that resource is, in Grand Prairie, our capital, and we'll also acquire a national spirit called iBot Analysis Patrols, which will give us higher resource gain efficiency, division attack on core territory, and less damage to our garrisons. And our focus will be done in 60 days. Dynamic tactics integration is done. Now let's try to complete now a new part of that robot doctrine related stuff, automated warfare doctrine. Let's go with quantity, automated distribution. While normally difficult to maintain across vast distances, the use of robots as our supply chains ensure supplies always arrive on time. And this is mutually exclusive with field maintenance, and our divisions will now take less attrition and they'll have more defense. I think going with the quantity path for automated warfare makes sense as big grass, because we're essentially just getting as many robots as possible, as many robo-brains as possible, for example, because as it's been pointed out earlier, it's been observed that Realcom is trying to make everyone in the world into robots, and Lennius's cohort declared one of the executives, and that's going on. And there was a peace conference. The matrons were puppeted. They were puppeted by who? Who puppeted them? I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I don't know where they're at off the top of my head. There's a lot of countries to keep track of here. The Rogue Rangers defeated the Guardians. And it is currently late January. Well, it's going to be February now. February 1st, 2022-76. And we're going to have this focus done in about 40 days, approximately 40 days. And now we have to get some civilian factories set up to do some things. So build some more civilian factories, civilian workshops in Grand Prairie. And then once we hit the cap for building slots in Grand Prairie, we'll start building some civilian workshops in Valley View. Okay, so that's going on. Everything looks fine. Everything's peaceful and serene. We're doing stuff to annoy... Well, we're trying to convert the locals into robo-brains. These capitalists, which it seems honestly Realcom calls anyone they disagree with a capitalist. That's like an ultimate insult for them. And what else here? What else is going on in the Wasteland? There's just so much stuff to look at. It's just amazing how big this map is. So many countries. And the Mad Trains are still fighting the Snowmads. I think the Mad Trains lost some more territory. Maybe they're holding on in Ardol, I guess whatever that state is called. They're trying to keep it. They're trying to hold it down. The Den declared war on New Reno, and the Den and New Reno are near the NCR over here. And I think New Reno, the Den is like this organized crime country. Meanwhile, New Reno has their own organized crime family. So they're having a showdown to see who can be the ultimate crime family of, I guess, Nevada. But they're going to be doing that now. And how's that war? We have a war over here involving the Navarro territories. I don't know what's the name of them. Yeah, they lost, didn't they? Yeah, the Free Folk are fighting the Fusang. Don't know why, they just are. There was a NCR-related country here, I think, but they died. So, that's what's happening there. And it's now March 2276, 8th March, 9th March. Just getting this focus done now. After iBot, what do you see? We're going to complete another focus, and that will be... Oh, no, let me think here. I'm trying to do the one that will give us factories or of some kind. Let's maybe do... I guess we'll end up clearing the lines, probably. We just need to go through this focus tree. Butcher Pete repaid us. They took out a loan. Now they got that loan back to us. They repaid us our debt. And now let's do the focus in our focus tree of big grass. We're going to do clearing the lines. In order for production of metal shells to resume, and for the wonders of communism to once again grace the casket's halls, we must clear out the rubble and destruction from the capitalizer's previous attack, and this will give us some resources once that focus is complete, and that will help us build up our robot army, which is rapidly assembling strength. Well, not really rapidly, but we're building up strength gradually with Realcom's dedicated robot force here. And this Protectron? Okay, those Protectrons are just hanging out there on the border. And Los Huisoto Mexicano declared war on the remnants of Petro Chico Corps, and that's in Mexico, I think. Let's do plant cultivation now, and for our technology. And once that's done, we're going to have higher manpower and a higher monthly population, and a higher appeal to refugees, I guess, which will help us get more population. Clearing the lines will take 60 days, and 60 days seems to be the average length for all the focuses of big grass. And we still have this whole part of the tree we can't really do yet because we need, and that part is this part of focus tree we can't do right now. Starts with emergency productivity quotas and red alert protocols, and one of these aren't even available until 2278, and we got a couple of years until that time comes. And the other one, we can only use if we're at war. The Mojave territories declared war on the Mojave Brotherhood, and that's going on near New Vegas. How's that war going to go? Probably. Let me see. Yeah, they're going to get swarmed hard. Yeah, the Mojave chapter is going to just have to survive, or try to anyway. Modify government. Let's modify the government by selecting an economic advisor. Let's pick someone out here. Let's get a captain ministry. Colossus V6501, which is a captain of ministry. I think they're robots, evidently. They seem to be robots, technically, based on their names. We have Fido Robot, wow. But anyway, Colossus V6501 will give us higher infrastructure construction speed and civilian factory construction speed. And that's going to be done. So now we have a economic advisor. We didn't have one before, but now Big Grass has one of them. We can have a max of 3, I'm pretty sure. And the Carthaginian gang declared war on the Texan Brotherhood, so we have some raiders up against the Texan Brotherhood, and it seems like the Carthaginian gang will get crushed, more than likely. If I had to say, they got to fight the entire Texan Economic Union faction, so that's not going to end well for them, more than likely. And it's late April, 2276 now. We're doing our focus, clearing the lines. Once that is done, we'll move on and do something else. We're getting through this tree pretty fast, relatively speaking. Smoke signals is done. And let's research now resistor. That'll give us higher research speed and a higher appeal to refugees. Okay, so that's going to be done. The warden declared war on hangdogs. I'm rooting for the warden there, and that's in Colorado. It's in Denver. Where's that? Okay, that's over. Where's that at? Hangdogs. Here's the hangdogs. They have Denver, and here is the warden, which is like a police AI from the pre-war era. All out, and they're just sort of trying to beat the hangdogs. And I don't know. I hope they win. The warden does, but we'll have to see. And not too far away from the hangdogs warden war is a conflict between the Hounds of Day and Shell's army declared war on Los. The Hounds of Day are fighting the Dry Blowers. What are they fighting over? No clue. I have no idea at all there. And clearing the lines is nearly complete. But with that said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end part 2 of my big grass playthrough here. You can check out Old World Blues in the video description. If you enjoyed the video, the Siege of Hidden Valley, so that happened. And so the Mojave chapter is dead. It got annexed by the Mojave territories, which is a subject of the, where are they at? Subject of the NCR. They are a incorporated territory. But anyway, like I was saying, I'm going to end this video here. This has been part 2 of my big grass playthrough in the Old World Blues mod. You can check out Old World Blues in the video description. The link to the mod is there. Please do try it. It's pretty fun. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe.